Hi, I'm Rajiv Menon. You're watching Provoke TV. Most people ask me, why did you take 18 years between films? Or, I think people are curious. They think that, you've been trying to do some other job and, found some other interest in your life. But I'm glad that people are not saying that, why don't you take a break from filmmaking? They're saying, why didn't you make a film? That means the last two films were liked by people in some ways. But, I tried everything. I mean, I wrote many scripts. I tried many projects in Tamil, Hindi. I tried everything. But for some reason, each project got held up in its own way. But I think, in some ways, the germ of the idea of Sarvam Thala Mayam was germinating inside me, and it was conspiring against the other scripts. I see things in a little philosophical sense rather than worrying over spilt milk or the time that's gone by. And I just think that maybe I've grown. Maybe I'm kind of better in a better position today to make Sarvam Thala Mayam than what I was probably some years back. In Sarvam Thala Mayam, I had shot a documentary, and when I did a documentary, I who listened to music for so many years, I didn't know that the people who make the mridangam are not the people who actually play it. And why? And then you discover that the people who make the mridangam are from the Dalit community, and they moved to the city of Madras, some 4-5 generations back. Some of them converted to Christianity. So these group of people, they make the mridangam because mridangam requires cow skin, goat skin and buffalo skin. And this skin and this wood is manufactured by them, and they make the best sound that you can get by choosing all from the female of the species after it has delivered, when the skin is stretched. So much effort goes into it. And the most interesting thing is that for the mridangam to sound good, once in 6 months you've got to change the skin. So a great Vidwan has a kind of symbiotic relationship with his mridangam maker and the person who's maintaining the skins. So this means that there is a kind of an attachment, but there are kind of hidden boundary lines. People who make don't play. So my story was, okay, let me go and interview some of them. So when I went and interviewed one of them, he said that one day my son will hopefully play in Music Academy. And when he said that, his voice choked. So I said, oh God, here is a man who's probably the last 5 generations have learned how to make the mridangam, and he yearns to play it. And he has not had the kind of self-belief or the opportunity to do it. This is the time where change is happening in our society. Kedar Jadhav is playing for India. So you have all kinds of people coming in, and meritocracy is coming into cricket, it's coming into music. So why can't it come into classical music? So Thanjavur Johnson is a real person, and so I've got an actor to play him. But his son Peter is an imagined character. He doesn't exist, and his journey is what I wrote. So I've taken something from society and I'm writing an imagined, kind of tale. So it's really a story of young people trying to achieve something, of crossing the barriers. I, for one, was always fascinated. How do I make this into a poster? How do I tell the story in one picture? And that's when I had seen these Pong Cholam dancers come, and they seem to really play, but they also like flying and landing. So I wanted that kind of movement. What if a person were to dance, play, and then simultaneously leap over a temple wall? And I had this visual in my mind. So then I started tracking a Pong Cholam dancer, and I got him down to Chennai. I made him teach the move. So it took us around a day to teach just one jump. And I was really worried whether GB would twist his ankle or not, and we got that shot, and then that became the iconic image of things. So I'm making a film about Mridangam, but taking an image from Manipur and communicating the sense of freedom and of breaking barriers in that sense. It is an essential part of the story because I believe that, you know, in classical arts, you venerate your guru so much, or you venerate the past so much that you have whatever the guru says, I shall just play. But in music, the people who break grounds are people who bring certain other elements into the musical form, and therefore his travel around India means that he learns various folk forms and various kinds of rhythm instruments, and he learns and he finds that, you know, you can actually be in Kashmir and you don't know the language, he doesn't know you, there are different religion, different climate, but you start playing, whether it's 4/4 or 7/8, and you know, you start grooving, and then suddenly rhythm connects people and it's beyond language. And that's what makes rhythm so fascinating, because it's primal. And drumming was really, in that sense, a primal form of expression. And when you travel all over India, you find different kinds of drums, different playing styles, some with sticks, some with the hand and stick, and some with different skins, and different kind of cymbals and metal things like chimtas, and so many things which we either have striking sounds or, you know, sustaining sounds, but the grooves are just slightly different in each of them, you know. So when he learns that, he actually is also learning a little. And what we were doing in that journey is we were traveling the geography of India, but we were also understanding the folk culture of India. And what A.R. Rahman said is, why don't you record those instruments, and why can't I put that into the track? So we actually would play our song, and then GB would get the click going and say, now at this pace, start playing. So they would start playing, and then we would record their song and bring those instruments back to AR, and then he put that into the rhythm track of the title song, Sarvam Thala Mayam. Sarvam Thala Mayam is an anthem song for rhythm, but it's also his ode, AR's ode to the diversity of instruments in our country, as well as the unifying nature of music in our country. But in Sarvam, it was much closer and much more intense, because we were actually discovering a lot of things. I mean, it's classical music and it's my domain knowledge, but it's also, we needed to make sure it reaches the people. So AR has to, pull his A game, because he had been doing a lot of Western things. So he was waiting for an opportunity to do a lot of Indian stuff. So, and AR is now a much more verbal AR. I mean, earlier he used to talk less and play, but now he talks about concepts and he's interested in your script. So conversations are longer now, and we are able to discuss more deeply as to the purpose. And he was the one who was first, I told the script to, and he was completely moved and said that you have to make it, because there's very few films on music made. And he says, for long I wanted to go and interview K. Vishwanath and find out, and I want to do a master class with him, because how did he do Shankarabharan? How did he make that music so popular? How did he make it so accessible? Because I have tried to compose, and I think that, will this song be accessible? And this man so effortlessly did it so long time back. So, this kind of a breakthrough film in music, for me, is very challenging, because I'm waiting for doing something like that. So he was keen, and then we had to find a producer and get everything going. And eventually my wife had to step in as a producer, because she said, while we kept debating and while people were saying, you cast this person or you cast that person, I mean, it was just words, but actually to get somebody in front of your camera and do it. So we said, we don't have to listen to anybody, let's do it. Let's make the film and then worry about everything else. And so we stepped in financially and we said, let's do it. We believe in the script, and we need to tell the story. And I believe that the story has a kind of a inspiring quality which even people not related to music will kind of relate to. And then it was really interesting that you take it and you take it to a film festival like Tokyo, and you made something very specific and very narrow, which is kind of ethnographic document of how Mridangam is made, what's the socio-cultural phenomenon in Tamil Nadu. It may not even be relevant in Maharashtra, but it's just this thing. So would this work? But the aspect of guru-shishya relationship, father-son, the guy and his love interest, his mother, these kind, and mediocrity and jealousy and cunning people and people who try to backstab you. These kind of emotions are universal, and a guru searching for a great shishya and a shishya, looking for a guru. It's something that everybody has had a guru sometime in their life, and that was completely moving the Japanese people. So I think the film has a universal appeal, and I'll be delighted if the people in Tamil Nadu also enjoy Sarvam Thala Mayam. Minsara just came out of my head. Sense and Sensibility is a book. So I had a character there, and I just trying to find actors who suit that character or to make them mount in a better way. But Sarvam Thala Mayam came out of a documentary. So when I had made a documentary, I was actually shooting 10 people learning Mridangam together. I was, inside those real spaces, and I was hearing how it sounds when 10 people play, or when a Guru Shishya actually talking, and they're playing and talking and they're arguing, and he's getting reprimanded. That scene I'm actually seeing in front of my eyes. And I was thinking, how will I do this in a film? I mean, how can it sounds so good, You play a little bit, then you talk, you play a little bit and talk. That can't happen with an actor. So I was thinking that maybe I should try something, because cinema, you have songs. Every Indian film has songs. But a musical, in strictest sense of the Hollywood terms, is when the actors actually perform the song. And therefore, it makes it closer to the musical that you see in Broadway, which is actually live happening. And that's why the enduring legacy of the Broadway musical is so big. So taking that live element from that and saying, can I bring that into the film? That would only be possible if I cast musicians or actors who are musicians who are ready to put the effort. Therefore, my search narrowed down, and GB was the only actor who was a musician. And he pretty much looked the part because he was young. He can look like a 20 to 23-year-old kid, but he's actually 30 years old. Because he physically fitted the role. Then it was the question is, can I make him look like the Peter that I imagine? So then when he liked the script, and then I auditioned him for the role. This was the first audition he has gone to. He's already acted in 8 films, but I put him through an audition and say, okay, you act this and let me see whether you can really memorize lines and pull it and be convincing. When I felt it was convincing, and then he said, okay, so we start the film. I said, no, now you should know how to play the Mridangam. There's no faking here. You got to go and do it. So I just took him and got him enrolled under Umayalpuram Shivaraman, and he had to learn it for a year. Fortunately for me, Nedumudi Venu is a man, he's one of those natural players of the Mridangam who can actually play it. And everybody else is a musician. So you got Sikil Gurucharan, you got Sumesh Narayan, who's the actual Mridangam player, you got Unnikrishnan, you got Srini Vas, and everybody, Vineet, everybody is an actual musician in the film. So there are a lot of places where the situation will look really live, and the dialogues will come in and go, and we have used live sound. So that makes it new in Tamil cinema. So we've tried some experiments, and I don't think I could have done this with seasoned actors, because they wouldn't have at the time or the ability to go and sit and learn Mridangam. Subscribe, share with your friends.